Morning, I'm Ian.
I'm Josh.
Today we're going to take you on a day in the life of a construction manager. We're going to go through a bunch of different phases of construction. We're going to teach you about the build quality experience, maybe taking you to a BQI room. We're going to do a bunch of different things, walk through some houses. What do you think, Josh?
I think it's a great idea.
Let's go.
So we usually start our mornings, we're going to walk every one of our homes, every room, every house, every day. So what we'll do is I usually start on the outside, look around. I'm going to take notes. We always carry like a clipboard, or some people use tablets. Take notes on any things that we need to look up, check, or schedules, everything every day. So this house, it's what's called a MEP trims. We're getting ready for a pre-power, getting ready to do our own build quality final inspection, which we're going to go through and have everything touched up. We'll do and put the green tape, blue tape, and make a list and put it on the counter, getting ready for the build quality home complete confirmation, where the warranty team will come through and they'll do the exact same thing before we get to do our homeowner walk, which is the pre-closing orientation. So we'll walk through the home. So this house right here is where we call it the MEP rough stage. We just had our PCS audit, and there was some things areas of opportunity to work on with the length and the size of our mixing boxes. So we see the HVAC crew is working in there now. I'm gonna go in there and check on them, make sure that they're good, so we can make sure PCS is good. So this is a mixing box right here. So we want to make sure that when they do it, that all the ductwork is staggered, nothing's next to each other, or the ductwork's touching each other. And they also have the extension on the end of the mixing box like they should. As you can see, they did here, a minimum 12 inches right there.
All right, guys. So one of the roles as a construction manager is to keep your job site safe. Behind me is a big fire hydrant that they are fixing from land. Get it? Land? No, that was not a jab at land, guys. Interns. Anyway, one of our jobs is to keep our job site safe. And us making sure our job site's safe is putting caution tape around that, making sure no one falls in it.
Is keeping consistent communication with the customers. Most of us are doing it every week. Also, like this one right here, you can see our landscaping, getting ready for sod. This is a good milestone. I'm gonna probably want to go ahead and give the customer an update, say, hey, we got sod coming, we're getting towards the end, because everybody loves to have updates on their home. So that's one big important thing, on top of us always communicating with our office, our trade partners, our partners in the field, our area managers, and everything. Lots of communication going on. Remember I was talking about those 3 E's, every house, every room, every day? Well, when I'm walking my homes, this house got insulated yesterday, and welcome to Florida. We have a lot of storms, a lot of microbursts. We have some insulation that blew out. So this would be another thing on my notepad. I walk my houses and take my notes, making a note so I can let the insulation company know they need to come back and fix that, so I can get my insulation inspection so we can get in the drywall and get things moving. So remember I was talking about how we get storms all the time? We can see we got a permaboard that's not the way it's supposed to be setting right. It's kind of crooked. I'm gonna have to make a note on here on my notepad. So it's something I have to do in the afternoon, because I make a list of things that need to be taken care of throughout the day, so to make sure that I stay on top of everything and being proactive the entire time. So this house, they built the pad, they got the form boards up, and you can see where they got the string lines going up right now. The plumbers are here, and you can see there's pipe laying on the ground right here. They're actually gonna be installing the underground plumbing. All the plumbing that's gonna be sticking through your foundation. I'll be meeting with them just to make sure that they got everything they need, they know the options, so we don't miss anything. So this lot right here, you can see the slab foundation is poured. We have already gotten past our build quality foundation inspection, and all those plumbing that I was talking about a minute ago, you can see all the pipes sticking through the ground. A neat thing I want to be checking here on this lot today is you can see we have control joints right here. They have to be cut at a certain distance and a certain depth. So I'll be coming out here to check and make sure that the depth is correct on there, usually between 3/4 inch to 1 inch. So a big concern with us is cycle times of building a home. You can see right here, we have this villa right here. We have our lumber and trusses delivered already, but we have not pumped the lintel yet. So that could put us behind on our schedule, which is already a preset schedule. So I'm gonna be making more notes and seeing how I can catch this house back up and get it back on what we call baseline, make sure everything is going per the schedule. So this is Sarah. Sarah was originally an intern who's now a full-time construction manager with Pulte. Sarah, how do you do your day as a construction manager?
As soon as I drive to my neighborhood, even though the neighborhood is not something I'm like assigned to, and I have my own houses to worry about. The neighborhood is something I represent. When my managers come, they know I work here, so the storefront is super important. The perception a new buyer is gonna get and someone who lives here, I wanna make sure that I'm proud to present this neighborhood either to my managers, people that are buying here, or future customers.
So you're saying even though you have your own houses you're in charge of, you have to make sure this entire community is looking good.
Of course. This community is part of Pulte, and I am a small part of that company. So I have to make sure that it just looks and represents Pulte in the best way.
You want to make sure your neighborhood is going to get Community of the Year, don't you?
Of course. Okay, so right now, what we're gonna be doing is our pink dot process, which is part of our Pulte construction standards. That's one of the things that differentiates Pulte from other construction companies. We take the time to walk the houses, make sure that anything that needs to be fixed is marked, and we let our trades know in order to offer a quality home to our buyers. So on schedule today for this house, we have Synergy coming to complete the low voltage trims and then a pre-power inspection.
So it looks like you're going to be getting ready to do your build quality final inspection here soon.
Pretty soon.
This house is going to look really nice when it's done. So what do you do when you're doing your build quality final inspection?
Basically, I make a list with items that still need to be done in order to have a complete house by BQC, which is a confirmation that our warranty manager does, just to make sure that the house is complete and ready for the buyer to walk.
So basically we have a lot of checks and balances. We're gonna go through and make sure the house is good and done and nice and pretty. And then even our warranty team comes through and does the build quality home complete confirmation.
Yep.
Before we get into the pre-closing orientation with the buyer.
That's
So
correct.
it should be a nice walk with the buyer when you're done with all that, right? A lot of eyes checking on this house.
Yes. The buyers will be the third ones after we've done everything we can to just have the house completed.
Nice. Seems like they're gonna be pretty happy with this one. This one
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
it's looking good.
So in some of our communities, we actually have what's called a build quality experience room, just to show the customers when they're going to be purchasing a home, the process of how it goes. We want people to know how the home was built for the most part and how we can show off quality. As you can see in here, this one shows the build quality experience and even shows the 4 scheduled meetings that we'll actually have with the customers, as you see in the PowerPoint: the build quality introduction, pre-drywall orientation, pre-closing orientation, and the celebration. Another cool feature in some of our models that we have here, we can actually show and explain without even being in the home, staying in the AC, show them some of the quality and how the products that we use to show the quality of our home, where we spend the time and the extra effort to make sure that they have a nice home that they know they can spend their life in and be very proud of how the whole house is built.
Like mentioned before, I start my routine by doing my schedules in the morning. Once I'm done doing my schedules, I come to my desk, sit down, go over everything that needs to be done. Inspections, calling trades, returning phone calls, and also going through my email. Your email is one of the tools that you'll be using as a construction manager, as a lot of vendors communicate through this, even to give you information on when things are scheduled, if anything was pushed, if you need material and you ordered it, any POs that you have to pay. So checking your schedule, your email daily is very important as a construction manager.
So at the end of the day, we're gonna close out our day. We're gonna make sure all our windows are closed and locked, make sure all of our doors are closed and locked. Just wanna make sure you keep the house secure, because we also have weather, don't wanna get any water in there, and also to prevent any possible theft.
You know we live in the sunshine. No. You know we live in the sunshine. Yeah. You know we live in the sunshine state, but you know this is Florida.
It rains
It rains.
a lot.
It pours a lot. We're getting soaked, but day in the life.